Welcome back, everybody. Hang tight. We got yet another episode of Rob's Arcade coming right up.
Rob's Arcade, Rob's Arcade, where the games get played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rob's Arcade.
Get that flipped around there. Welcome back to Rob's Arcade. Like I said, I'm your host, Rob French. Just kind of finishing up what is our actual Monday motivation video here. Kind of jumped ahead of the game yesterday. Just had a lot on my mind and on my chest, and I still do. Like my head and neck, back, and chest hurts. And I don't know if it's like my back and my chest and neck started hurting and then my head, or if my head started to hurt and then like the rest of my body. My throat's just been like sore from just like yelling, just like arguing yesterday. But you know, it is what it is, and I still just kind of stand by you know, what I've been saying, and you know, and I know everybody's experience with the opposite sex is different, but all in all, like, mine has just not been the best, and not just in the romantic fashion, but even within my own family. And I mean, there's been guys too. Like, I can't just say it's just like one-sided. It's just the sexist, or like all the women in my family I've had issues with, but it seems like the ones that I'm closest to seem to be the ones that typically let me down the most. And it's just really, you know, it's really difficult. It was just really ironic too that in just a very playful, goofy, silly way, as I'm playing these video games, and kind of coined this phrase that, you know, girls are gross. Like I said, my sister happened to come by yesterday and just really sealed the deal on everything I was kind of saying, and not necessarily in terms of just being like eating a booger gross, or that kind of gross, like, you know, like a physical vomit like thing that's just gross, but just a behavior that could just be kind of disgusting and disrespectful. Again, this goes back to my ex, who a lot of times her behavior towards me was pretty disgusting. And in fact, the very last interaction that I had with her was when I was dealing with my recovery with alcohol and going through all of that. I found a really great interview with Ben Affleck and his whole journey with it, and how his wife and what all of that looked like, and, you know, his separation and stuff. And it really helped. And so when I posted that, her response, and this was the first time I had heard from her in forever, was to like put the little laugh emoji on the article I posted. And I guess because it was looking at like the wife aspect and like the alcoholism and how all that played a part into his journey. But that's just a really sad and sick behavior to exhibit to somebody who's going through a recovery process. It's just that, like, that humor aspect of it. And you know, all the way through, like I said, just even yesterday, trying to enjoy a meal after, you know, working 12, 13 hours, whatever that looks like, and you just want to sit back and enjoy a nice lunch, and, you know, just try to recuperate before you move on to the next thing. And you can't do that. And if you show any emotion or any kind of, you know, being affected by that, well, then, you know, you're a bitch or a pussy. You know, you're told you need to grow a pair, and that you're not a real man because of these are the things that upset you. And I just don't think that's very fair, you know. And again, in a society where I feel like men are encouraged to share and open up their feelings, and are kind of like, you know, ridiculed for not being as open as the opposite sex, and is not as in tune with their feelings, or not as emotional, or, you know, whatever. You know, we're ridiculed for not being open. But then if we do decide to open up or share our feelings or any kind of, you know, it's immediately met with, you know, persecutions. You know, we're like persecuted for not doing it, or persecuted for doing it. And it's just a really sad, sick state of affairs. And again, I know this isn't all one-sided. I know that there are men and situations out there who are just as evil and disgusting and disrespectful towards women. I know there's, you know, and dynamics of relationships today, it's no longer even just men and women. I know there's, you know, perhaps bisexual and you know, women and women and men who all suffer from some kind of, like, you know, abuse or persecution or dysfunction. But again, you know, we're just talking from my own personal experiences and what any of that might possibly look like. Dude, you gonna let me pull out of here before you decide you want to pull out of the parking space? There you go. But it's just not, you know, like I said, just the women. But like I said, it's all fitting. It all kind of like worked out this way, that this is just how these videos kind of fell into play. Like, you know, going from the video games that start with the letter G and the Genesis and all of that, and then actually just coming across, like I said, these videos of these women out there who want to put out this, you know, us or what have you, or us or that. And it's like, yeah, you know, like I was thinking even all last week of like doing kind of like a response video to seeing these. I'm like, you know, what is up with this, you know, this, like, I remember it popping up months ago. All of a sudden, I'm like, why are they carrying it? Like, what is it, a slow news day or something? And now women are like, what? I feel like it's influencers. Like they run out of stuff to post and they repost the same things over and over and over again. But, you know, that number on the dial just happened to pop up, this go around kind of a thing. But like I said, I've been wanting to address it. And then, like I said, just in dealing with just like some of the women in my life and some of the things going on, it all just really seemed to kind of work out that, like, you know, a lot of times what a man needs and what he requires gets put out on the back. And there are good women out there too, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like there are women out there who really trust, respect, and love the person that they are with. And I think that's an amazing thing. Like, they're there to support that person and make that person the best person that they can. And then there are other people who are in relationships, you know, kind of like I was, that are just these like false, hollow, going through the steps there because we feel like we need to be there kind of things. And I know that there's, like, you know, probably some dysfunction and abuse that can go either way with either of those roles. But in just my own experience of what I've been dealing with lately, I wanted to kind of share all this with you because, again, I'll do videos from time to time and I'm like, oh man, I'm having a great this, or oh, I'm having a great that. And it's easy to say, you know, you got to be motivated, you got to make the change, you got to do these things, you got to be, when you're on the up. But again, to kind of reemphasize what I stated in my last video, it's a little bit harder when you are on the down. And, you know, like I wasn't even in the headspace to go to work today. I just couldn't really. I had too many meetings and too many things going on. And I was honestly worried that if I got to work and my supervisor was like, hey, Rob, what's up? How are you doing? And we actually got into the meat of how I was doing, that I would get visibly upset. you know, like dealing with what I was dealing with yesterday was genuinely heartbreaking. Um, and just seeing how quick my sister can be like, oh yeah, we're great, we're fine, we're lovey-dovey, hugs and kisses, loving messages and pictures and all of that, to just like flipping it on to yesterday, it's like it doesn't, none of it really matters. And it's just, it, you know, it really sucks. And nobody needs a woman or needs anything like that to validate who they are. But when it's from not just the women that, like, you know, you might be involved with romantically, but those that, like I said, are in your family and your own family members, it's pretty difficult. So to stay motivated and just try to stay positive, it's tough, but you know, we kind of have um to stay on the upswing. And today it's been a tough one. I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, you know, like, you know, Monday's a new day and everything was peachy keen. Like getting through today was a bit of a pain. And just knowing and remembering and kind of waking up and going like, yeah, yesterday really happened. It almost felt like yesterday when I pulled up in front of my house, that it was almost like I pulled up into like another dimension, you know, like everything that transpired after that, it was like, where it looks like my house, it feels like, but like where am I really? Like, is this really my house? And to almost think like, well, maybe if I just go to sleep and wake up, it's like, no, like that all really happened. All of those things were really said. And, you know, my sister really does feel this way about me, and this is just how it is. So I'm not going to sit here and say like today was an easy day to get through. But you know, we did, you know, we got through today. Um, I try to stay positive and try to do, you know, the best with what I had today. And, you know, got some laundry done, got some yard work done. Um, got to spend a little time with my good buddy Buck, my cousin. And, you know, it's good to get some of that downtime with your buds as well. But again, another reason why it's always going to be PlayStation for you guys, because you know, it's always there for us, and it connects us to our friends, and it doesn't put us down or insult us or give us hell for having feelings, or for being tired, or for being hungry, or for just wanting a few minutes to ourselves. It's really sad when, you know, a guy gives and gives and gives, and sometimes in the eyes of others, it's just never enough. And it's not just myself I'm speaking for. I'm speaking for guys all over the place who sacrifice and give their time for their family and for their loved ones, and are often, you know, put down and told that the amazing things they're doing just aren't enough, because you are enough. I promise you, you are. I'm enough too. And I don't know, I hope just watching this video, it kind of helped like wake some of you up to just treating other people, you know, better, because it's up to you to do that. Like nobody, you know, you don't have to stomp around the house. You don't have to slam doors. You don't have to throw dirty pillows at people. You know, these are all actions, you know, that people can control. You know, if somebody's upset, your reaction doesn't have to be to get upset at them. You know, maybe it's just your only job is just to kind of sit there and maybe just like hear them out, and realize that maybe what's not a big deal to you is a big deal to other people. But you know, if somebody uses their words and expresses like, hey, this upsets me, I think they're entitled to be upset. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you guys have had an awesome Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. I'll be back to share some more stuff with you. And it's not all bad. I did have a good weekend. I had some great things happen. Like I said, I was able to work with some of my teens and do the Richmond Marathon water stop, and able to help out another club with a bonding retreat, and just got to spend some time doing some really great and important things this weekend. So it's not all you know, hot rocks and lava. There were some good moments in this weekend too. I hope you found some good moments again in this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment down below, all of those things, and just make sure you take care of yourself, take care of each other, and until next time, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. See you soon. Lock up. Oh, wait, shoot. Yeah, you're right. We're not done. I'm sorry. I was going to show you the dirty pillow my sister licked. That was the whole thing from yesterday's video. Yeah, so, yeah, don't go anywhere. Hang tight. I'm going to be right back. I almost forgot. Why didn't you guys remind me? Oh, my God, that's so funny. Okay, here we go. It's the pillow in question. I mean, like, even just the back of it doesn't look great. I mean, there's, like, stuff all over it. There's stain. I don't even know what this is, like, hard to the touch. All over here, it's like just full of discoloration. I mean, look at that. You flip it over there, like that's the shirt, the pillow my sister was licking on yesterday. Oh my God. I mean, just look at that alone. Like I said, man, G is for girls are gross. That is just disgusting. Just to prove to me that it's safe to handle. I don't think that's one of the 23 flavors.